Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Let's dive in and explore the depths of a story that shaped nations. Imagine news alerts flashing across your screen, tensions escalate in the South China Sea, warships on high alert. The world watches as rival powers flex their might. It sounds like a headline from today, but this is actually a centuries-old struggle for a coveted prize, echoing through history. The Philippines, over 7,000 islands, a crossroads of east and west, rich in natural resources, culture, and strategic importance. Its beauty and bounty have always attracted attention. Why has this archipelago drawn the ambitions of empires? Spain, the US, Japan, and now China all have vied for control. The stakes? Always sky high, with each era bringing new players and new challenges. Today, we'll connect the dots. 8 powerful nations, each leaving a mark that still shapes the Philippines. Their influence lingers in politics, culture, and even daily life. Quick quiz. What's the capital of the Philippines? Drop your answer in the comments and see if you get it right. But here's the real question. Who pulls the strings in the Philippines today? Is it local leaders, foreign powers, or unseen forces? The answer may surprise you. From Spanish galleons to modern warships, the battle for the Philippines is a saga of ambition, betrayal, and resilience, a story that continues to unfold. What we uncover in this journey might just change how you see the global chess game forever. Stay tuned as we reveal the untold stories behind the headlines. Our story begins in the 16th century, the age of exploration, a time when the world seemed vast and mysterious, and empires were hungry for new lands and riches. Spain, driven by dreams of empire, gold, and the spread of Christianity, sends Ferdinand Magellan, who stumbles upon the islands in 1521, forever altering the fate of these distant lands. Though Magellan dies in battle, Spain sees immense potential, a gateway to Asia, the fabled spice trade, and a foothold in the east. In 1565, Miguel López de Legazpi establishes the first permanent Spanish settlement in Cebu, then moves to conquer Manila, which soon becomes the heart of Spanish rule in the archipelago. For over 300 years, Spain rules with both the cross and the sword, converting the islands to Catholicism, building grand churches, introducing new customs, and blending Spanish and Filipino cultures in ways that still echo today. But it's not a peaceful reign. Uprisings and revolts erupt across the islands, only to be crushed, as Spanish authority is enforced with iron will and often brutal force. The galleon trade transforms Manila into a global trading hub, connecting Asia and the Americas, and bringing wealth, new ideas, and foreign influences to Philippine shores. Yet the Philippines becomes a tempting target for Spain's rivals. Dutch, British, and other foreign powers all seek to claim these valuable islands. By the late 1800s, Spain is weakened. Filipino intellectuals like José Rizal and his peers ignite a powerful desire for freedom, inspiring a new generation to dream of independence. The Philippine Revolution erupts in 1896, led by Andrés Bonifacio and Emilio Aguinaldo, as Filipinos rise up to claim their destiny. The Spanish are cornered in Manila. Victory for the revolutionaries seems within reach, and hope fills the air. But then, American warships appear in Manila Bay, signaling a dramatic turn in the island's fate. The fate of the Philippines is about to be decided by 2 empires, one fading into history, the other rising to global power. The Filipino fight for independence is interrupted, their hopes put on hold, as a new chapter of foreign rule begins. The Spanish legacy endures, a new culture, a new faith, and a nation forever changed by centuries of colonial rule and cultural exchange. Yet, the dream of true independence remains unfulfilled, lingering in the hearts of the Filipino people. The next power is ready to stake its claim, and the struggle for the islands is far from over. The battle for the Pearl of the Orient continues, as new storms gather on the horizon. Let's see who comes next, as the story of the Philippines enters a new and uncertain era. While Spain ruled, the Dutch eyed the Philippines as a threat to their spice trade empire. The Dutch East India Company launched repeated attacks from 1600 to 1648, aiming to seize Manila and cripple Spanish power. Legendary battles like La Naval de Manila saw outnumbered Spanish-Filipino forces repel Dutch fleets. The Dutch allied with Muslim sultanates in Mindanao and Sulu, fueling raids and a two-front war. Their strategy drained Spanish resources and deepened divisions between Christian North and Muslim South. Despite decades of warfare, the Dutch failed to conquer the islands. The cost was high, but the Philippines remained Spanish. The Dutch left a legacy of militarization and division. Even mighty empires could be challenged in these islands. The struggle for control was just beginning. Fast forward to the 7 Years' War, Britain seizes its chance. In 1762, British forces storm Manila, catching the Spanish off guard. The city is sacked, and the British declare the Philippines theirs. Their goals: ransom, strategic advantage, and a base for China trade. But British control never extends far beyond Manila. Spanish resistance, led by Simon de Anda, wages guerrilla war from the countryside. The British occupation lasts just 2 years, ended by the Treaty of Paris. The British leave, but the myth of Spanish invincibility is shattered. Local uprisings and revolutionary ideas take root. The brief British chapter leaves a permanent scar. The Philippines returns to Spanish hands, but the seeds of change are sown. The next empire waits in the wings. At the dawn of the 20th century, the United States emerges as a formidable new power on the world stage, its ambitions stretching far beyond its own shores. The Spanish-American War erupts. Dewey's fleet decisively destroys the Spanish Navy in Manila Bay, signaling a dramatic shift in colonial power in Asia. Filipino revolutionaries, led by Aguinaldo, declare independence, believing the U.S. is an ally in their struggle for freedom and self-determination. But the Treaty of Paris sells the Philippines to America for $20 million, ignoring Filipino aspirations and reshaping their destiny. Filipinos, denied their long-sought freedom, are handed to a new colonial master, their hopes for independence dashed. The Philippine-American War follows, brutal, bloody, and devastating, leaving scars that would last for generations. The U.S. crushes resistance, justifying its rule as benevolent assimilation, claiming to bring progress while suppressing dissent. English education, American laws, and new infrastructure transform the islands, introducing Western ideals and reshaping Filipino society. A new elite emerges, adopting American customs, but true independence and self-rule are continually delayed. After the devastation of World War II, the U.S. finally grants formal independence in 1946, marking a new chapter for the nation. Yet, American military bases and economic influence remain deeply entrenched, shaping the country's future. The special relationship continues to shape Philippine politics, culture, and foreign policy, binding the two nations together. The shadow of the eagle lingers, sometimes protective, sometimes controversial, always present in the nation's affairs. The Philippines is now a key U.S. ally in Asia, a strategic partner in a rapidly changing region. But the struggle for true autonomy and national identity continues as new generations demand more. The next challenger is already on the horizon, as global powers once again set their sights on the islands. The islands remain a prize in the ongoing global game of power and influence. Who will try to claim them next, as history's pages continue to turn? The story is far from over. Let's keep going, as the future of the Philippines unfolds before our eyes. As Spain's empire crumbled, Germany saw an opening. The newly unified German Empire wanted a Pacific base, and the Philippines looked perfect. During the Spanish-American War, Germany sent a powerful fleet to Manila Bay, testing U.S. resolve. Tensions ran high. Dewey and German Admiral Diedericks nearly came to blows. The British quietly sided with the Americans, forcing Germany to back down. Germany settled for smaller Pacific islands, but the episode was a close call. If not for British intervention, the Philippines might have become a German colony. This near miss shows how global rivalries shaped the island's fate. The Philippines remained a pawn in the great power game. The next chapter would be even more brutal. December 1941. Japan invades, seeking to control the Philippines' strategic sea lanes. The islands are vital for Japan's war effort and resource supply. The invasion is swift. American and Filipino defenders retreat and surrender after brutal fighting. The Japanese occupation is savage. Bataan death march, massacres, and terror. Filipino guerrillas resist, waging a relentless campaign against the occupiers. Their efforts tie down Japanese forces and aid the Allied return. MacArthur's 1944 landing sparks a bloody liberation. The Battle of Manila devastates the city. 100,000 civilians killed. The war leaves the Philippines in ruins, but the spirit of resistance survives. Japanese rule is a dark chapter, but it forges a new sense of nationhood. The islands are liberated, but scars remain. The Cold War looms next. During the Cold War, the Philippines is a U.S. stronghold, an unsinkable aircraft carrier in Asia. The Soviets target the country for subversion, not invasion. They support communist insurgents, hoping to destabilize America's ally. Marcos's dictatorship opens diplomatic ties with the USSR, giving Moscow new opportunities. The Soviets offer aid and spread propaganda, fueling polarization and insurgency. With the USSR's collapse, direct influence fades, but Russia re-emerges under Duterte. New arms deals and naval exercises signal a fresh chapter in the old rivalry. The Cold War's echoes still shape Philippine foreign policy. The game of influence continues. Not all influence comes from superpowers. Sometimes it's the neighbor next door. Malaysia's relationship with the Philippines centers on the disputed territory of Sabah. Historical claims and secret operations fuel tension and insurgency in Mindanao. Malaysia shifts from antagonist to peace broker, mediating talks with Muslim rebels. Their diplomacy helps create the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, giving Malaysia quiet leverage. Malaysia's influence is subtle, shaping politics through negotiation, not conquest. In Mindanao, power is wielded at the table, not the battlefield. The Philippines' fate is shaped by both great powers and regional players. From Spanish Cross to American Eagle, Japanese Sun to Malaysian Crescent, the Philippines has been a stage for global ambitions for centuries. Each power left its mark, but the story isn't over. Today, the US and China vie for influence, while Filipinos navigate a complex web of alliances and rivalries. The archipelago remains a strategic crossroads, impossible for global powers to ignore. The Filipino people's resilience is the constant in this turbulent history. Who will shape the Philippines' future, US, China, or a new player? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this deep dive valuable, like and subscribe for more stories that connect past and present. Stay curious, the saga of the Philippines is far from over.